No. All right. So last week on gold, we were really anticipating sales. That was our review. So I think this was just what we did. We talked about price getting into this zone, then dropping all the way here. But what price did was, I think, price first of all went all the way up to gather more liquidity at this supply, then slammed down massively. And during the North Farm Peru,
Yeah.
it did this massive drop. So apparently the sell took place as anticipated, but first of all, it pushed to the upside to gather more liquidity, then it still dropped. So we're going to pick it up from there. So now prices at the supply or demand rather as we anticipated. So what we're going to do right here, first of all, we're just going to pull out our trend line. We pick it from the low to cut across this level. So this is our, let's pick our pen. So this is point A and this is our point B. So when price broke through point B, which has extended all the way here. So when price broke through, that is when we had a straight drop from that was on Friday. So this trend line break gave us a strong drop. Now, what is the expectation for the coming week? First of all, we have understood that we are at our demand zone. So, and this demand zone, what are our expectation? Always in the demand zone, we are expecting a buy. But as you can see, there is still a point price has not tapped, which is, let me use, first of all, this low, this particular bullish candle. I expect price to at least test that price 1753 area before giving us a strong buy. Then uh, ultimately, I'm looking at 50% of this candle to be tapped.
Mhm.
So this is my expectation. So let me just pull a fib, put 50% of that. Where are we heading to? So this is 50% fib of this particular candle. So I expect price to get to 1780 from or off this demand zone. That is my expectation. But I also have, so this is, let me just give the diagram. This is, so basically this is the expectation. Price to tap. So this is the pictorial representation or the roadmap with which I'm expecting this coming week. I expect price to first of all push to the upside. Then when price pushes to the upside, I think we use a different color. So when price pushes to the upside, right, then we should have some accumulation around this 50% fib level on of this candle. Then we expect a sell off that price level. Now, if you take a look at your left hand side, that 50% fib level coincides with this rejection area to your left hand side. Remember, there was a lot of wicks at this area which led to this particular sell. Are you seeing it?
Mm.
This is the area I'm talking about. A lot
Yeah.
of wicks right there, which led to this sell. So I'm also expecting that kind of scenario right at this point that will give room to drop. It can either be maybe a news event that will also give a strong drop as what we had here, just occurring right from this level all the way down, or straight, first of all, to this demand zone. Then we have a little bit of a correction, then a drop to the downside. So overall, I'll be looking for sell opportunities. So any buy opportunity we are going to be seeing is just for a short term. So we're going to be buying just to the 50% level on this candle. Alternatively, if you still want to push further, you can buy all the way to this zone, which has currently going to be acting as our resistance zone or as our supply zone. You understand? So anything buys should terminate within this zone. So this is just what I'll be expecting gold to do. So all my buys is going to terminate right at this zone, which is the 1789 to 1797 area. I would not even hold up to that area if I pick a buy. So remember, all these things are going to happen, or this projection is going to be based off our entry patterns. So these are just directions, you understand? So this is the direction to guide us on the path to take as this week or unfolds. So this is it on gold. I think, okay, before I leave gold, let me just run down to H4. So H4, so you can see this is a very strong move on the H4. There has not really been a kind of a correction. So that is why we are expecting some retracement to the upside, just to kind of give us, remember that structure, So this is it. If we are looking at this highs, right? So now structure wise, so this is our high. So this happened to be our new low, this particular price level, which we had a correction to the upside to give us a lower high. So apparently, if I would want to count this as a new low, which is the lower low, so this happens to be the new lower high, which eventually drop massively to give us the new established low. So apparently we should be expecting a lower low, if at all we are going to sorry, a lower high, if at all we are expecting market to push further down. There has to be that correction to the upside to gather more liquidity in order to push the market downwards to give us a new low. So based off structure and based off the 50% level we have already measured from our fib, so we expect market to give us about 50% retracement to form that lower high. Then we can now start looking for sales of that lower ice regions based off the expectation. So I think this is going to be it. This is what we'll be looking at on gold. So we're just going to be moving straight to, let's take a look at pound US dollar. So pound US dollar, I remember we were projecting for buys, which I said, first of all, we are going to be heading downwards, then we go bullish. So let's take a look at the daily to see how did it go. So, okay, on the daily, remember, so this is Monday. We're expecting price to push to this, no, we're expecting price to push to this area first, then ultimately was our trend line. That is why we had this demand zone. So we expected price to drop to this demand zone, then push higher. But apparently, market was in a range. That is it. Market was trading sideways on pound USD. So this week we are going to see what we anticipated last week happen, because you can say those trading candlesticks. This Friday happened to close as an engulfing candle. So, so you can see this is an engulfing candle, right? So engulfing the Thursday candle. So what this signifies, it signifies that we are heading downwards. So on this note, I would be expecting sales from pound US dollar. So I'm going to be just focusing on sales. So until this trend line is tested, so first of all, we sell into the zone, then we expect a further drop into the trend line. Then I can now anticipate a push to this zone, then probably based off the price action and the structure given or printed, then we can further look out for more sales to the downside. Remember, this is the daily. So overall, this week, my projection on pound dollar is sales. I'm just going to be looking for sales. So that is just the expectation on pound dollar. Now let's see our last pair as usual, which is US30. All right, US30. That's the just concluded week. We did not really uh, push as expected, because in our analysis we were expecting a strong sales. We're expecting strong sales. It just give us some minor sales drop even on, I think, Friday, as price was accumulating. I think Thursday also. Thursday, when price was accumulating at this level. Which level is that? I think yeah. So when price was accumulating here, we were expecting the sales to uh take place, but it did not. We're expecting sales to take place, but it did not. It rather pushed up. So eventually, if we go to the daily, you're gonna see that we're just kind of accumulating as well, just like what pound dollar did. So right now, best of the structure, or best of PA, we are going bullish. So we are expecting another highs to be created. So this is it. This trend line is still intact. So it means that price came to touch our trend line, then bounce off. If you go back to H4, that's where you're gonna see it. If let's draw this, so you can see this was the trend line we connecting, which I said if when price breaks the trend line, we are going to see a massive drop all the way to 3120. So apparently the reason it pushed up was it just bounced up that trend line. We did not experience the break as anticipated, so hence the sell did not take place. So it was really rather a bounce off the trend line to give us a push to the upside. So following price action or chart pattern, best of this particular candle, the last candle that closed before the strong bulls. So you can see this candle, it broke through the highs, came to close above the open of this candle. So it gave us an idea that I think we are just going to be going bullish, considering the bounce of the trend line. So when price reacts like this and gives such candle, then there's an idea of the opposite trend being in play. So that is exactly what happened there. So now let's see, like I said, so this new week, I'm gonna be bullish on US30. So let me see the expectation. What is the price we are expecting? So where am I expecting price to get to? So I expect price to touch, this is our 161 area on the 5th. So these are going to be my two targets. So I'll be targeting 25337 area and 35504 area. So let's take a look at the daily. So on the daily, it looks close, but I think it's a safe up price to target. So I'm going to be bullish on US30, bearish on pound dollar, and of course, like we stated earlier, we're just going to be bearish on gold as well. But like we said, we expect price to push up to give us a correction, then a drop to continue bearish. So that is basically it on this week's review. Okay, I think let me do an ad, which is Bitcoin. Apparently today I was selling Bitcoin. Yesterday I was buying, but I think I grabbed about just I bought. This is the year I bought here, where you can see this line 4355. I think it was 45,000, which it got right there. So 45,000, yeah. So picked it from this candle after this strong rejection. We had this, I waited for a bullish candle to surface. After the close of this small bullish candle, I picked the buy and exited there. Then this sell this afternoon was after this, the inside bar here, this particular candle right there. Let's get a little bit big. So after this inside bar, when this candle was forming, I picked it somewhere here. So it went into some drawdown, then smashed down. So I also exited around the 43,555. So this was just on the short trades I took on Bitcoin. So let me see, let's take a look at the overall overview. What are our expectations? So basically, as you can see, we had some roadmap already, to which we expected price to follow. So first of all, price got into this zone best of this area, which coincides here. So let's take a look at this. So 1, 2. So that is how come we had this area. So now, when price got into that zone, remember, this is just our first level. So we expected price to give us some correction in order to give us a second level. So that is why we had this zone. So price apparently got into the zone, did a little bit of extension, then still you see the second level created. So now the expectation is this. I expect Bitcoin to still push higher. That is my expectation on Bitcoin. But I'm just going to be patient. So I expect price to get to 48. This is the entire zone I'm expecting price to tap. It's a big zone. So basically 48,500 to 51,500 area, that is the zone. That is where I'm expecting Bitcoin to push all the way to. So I'm strongly bullish on Bitcoin. So I'm just going to be patient to see where appropriate to jump into this trade. But basically, as you can see right now, I can even start jumping into the trade because of where we are as a result of this zone. So this is, let me readjust this and give us exactly where I'll probably be looking for buys if price gets into that. So this is where I'll be looking for buys. So basically, this is the zone. This is what has formed the zone. So I'm just, we are saying this to be a breakout of this zone. So apparently, we're just looking for a retest. So this is what we are looking for, just a retest of this zone, then a further push. So basically, the overall trend or the direction bias for Bitcoin, for me, it's bullish. So I'm going to maintain my bullish bias all the way to 51 500 area, bit to 48 500 area, 48 600 area. So that is just my expectation on Bitcoin as well. So I believe this is going to help us, or this is going to help someone out there to make an informed decision on his or her trading. So this is where we're just going to say thank you and trade safe.